All right, we back at it again with another one. This time we in the heat of traffic. Traffic. All right, so one of the biggest things that people are gonna have to realize when buying a house also is the commute. Right now we just passed uh Pleasant Hill. Well, no, Steve Reynolds. Uh, Steve Reynolds. Okay, this is Steve Reynolds Bridge right here. So we just passed Pleasant Hill, and next exit is Beaver Ruins right here. Beaver Ruin Road, exit 102 right here off of 85 South. So basically, traffic. This is what we touching on today. Traffic. I had another video I haven't put out yet. I want to do some editing. I think a lot of times when I just go on the fly and just pop that camera on and it works. But this is one of the biggest things with the commute coming home. Let's say if you live 10 minutes away, 30 minutes away. In this case right now, we just starting, so let's see how long it takes for me to get in my area. I might do some pit stops before then, but just the point of it reference is, how long is it gonna take? You know, we driving right now, coming from Buford, Georgia, coming into Lawrenceville. This is Lawrenceville area now. We're going to be going into Norcross. So pretty much generally driving home with the commute, you know, this is going to be like, your daily thing. So how you going to expect to, live in a nice area, all this and that good stuff, and what's going to be the commute? What's going to be the commute? What's around? Okay, we're coming up on the exit now. They have 5 hotels. You know, is there some restaurants there? You know, let's go there at night. Let's see, especially on the weekend. Let's see how rowdy the neighbors are on the weekend. You know, go to a local restaurant, gas station, talk to the people. You know, that's one thing people don't do when they do their research when buying a home. Is actually survey the area, survey the land mass. You know, same thing with buying a farm. When I go to buy farmland, I'm gonna have to sit here, see how the grade of the soil is, you know, see is it conducive for me to grow or do livestock. You know, those are the things that you gotta look at. And like I said, you know, commute. Am I gonna be working home? Am I gonna be, you know, what? Like how am I gonna benefit from getting this home, driving this far back and forth to work? Am I gonna have to do it? Am I gonna have anything else to do besides just work and come home? So those are the things that you're gonna have to look at when buying a house. Like I say, the commute, how good the traffic is. And this not even bad traffic right here. This is 350. So people are still at work. I'm getting off at a decent time so I can show y'all when people are still at work, the streets are still packed. If I'm making it to my side of town, there goes some things that I'm gonna have to adhere to, look at, figure out from that point on. Take some back ways. You know, when it comes down to it, hey, if you're buying a home, you're gonna have to consider the commute. Gonna have to consider how many hospitals in the area, how many restaurants in the area. You know, what is the school district like? You know, what are the grades for the school district? Because sometimes you can have generally good grades for schools, but then the one-on-one with the teachers and the kids are horrible. You know, so you got to take those as benefactors into play as well when dealing. Char in the building. What's going on, Char? Char, I seen you the other day actually on who was it? AP channel. You know. See you on AP channel. Let me shout out Alonzo. Came up, like highlight him, Wanda. I see y'all. I got my phone. Everybody know I got the new mount that's over my rearview mirror, so I can see directly in front of me. I'm not looking down, not looking to the side, but get back to your regularly scheduled program. Um, be that as it may, like I said, when buying a home, the commute is going to be a big option for a lot of people. You know, you're going to have to sit here, figure out some things. If I'm working on this side of town and I live on this side, how bad is it going to be for the commute? I'm going to get up here to 285 in a minute, and that's where the loop is at. That loops around the whole city of Atlanta, and y'all going to really see how bad the traffic is then. Going into that area, that's when you really pick up on how bad the traffic is. Cut dog in the building. Make sure I ain't miss nobody. But like I said, you're gonna really see how bad and how the commute is once we get up here. Pleasantdale, this is going into Doraville now. So mixed, just say the least, as far as people around that area. You got a good bit of Hispanic population over here. Once I get over towards Memorial Drive area, you're gonna see that they have a mix of Hispanic, Asian, a lot of Caribbean, African, that area as well. Memorial Drive. So just showing you different areas. Might even go down Memorial Drive, show you how long Memorial Drive is. Right, I'm not literally. The jailhouse is right off the exit. So if you're doing something crazy, they lock you up in Decatur, it ain't far. If you do something crazy on the highway, you get locked up, it ain't far. Take you, take you straight down. All right, so we're coming up right now on coming up right now on 285. Letting this car pass me. Go ahead and get around this truck, and then we go from there. Okay, I guess the car getting off on 285 with us. But then we're gonna see what the traffic like over here. Guess the truck want to get over too. What's going on here? Oh dang! Guess the traffic started early today. And look at that. It's about to be 4 o'clock, and look how bad the traffic is right now on 285. Let me pull out my other phone. Let me do my Miss V and pull out my other phone so I can show you the traffic uh, and give you pretty much an idea what the traffic is like. Traffic is slow over here, so I come to a complete stop. I'm gonna end up in the address. I'm gonna hit it for the Stop the Cab Mall. And then you'll see pretty much, like I said, how the traffic over from where I'm at now to where am I going. All right. Let's see. Oh, no, you can't see that. Uh-oh. Yeah, it's too much sun. I'm gonna have to get closer to this truck. Once the truck stops again, you might be able to see it, but I go ahead and say it out now. From where I'm at, you got 21 minutes plus in the red, slow traffic. From here to the South DeKalb Mall is 43 minutes. 15 miles. 15 miles is not a lot, so you should be able to cover, mostly a mile a minute. Once you get about 65, 70, you can go almost pretty much a mile a minute. So, like I said, And then we go over this way. Then you'll be able to see. Like even on the bridge right now, over there is almost like a complete stop. That's going back where I just came from 85. And look at that traffic up there on the bridge. That's 85 north going towards Lawrenceville where I was just coming from. And they got a lot of, you know, townhouses, homes, all that being built over there. So when it comes down to it, hey, let's see, focus up to, I guess once we start going down here, then we be able to focus more on the traffic because it's going to be a standstill right now. Once we get up here, it's about to be a standstill. I'm looking at it now. You get over a little bit, a little bump in the road over here. Know it's coming. I don't know why they don't fix that, but yep, get ready to pass it. Yeah. So like I said, it just traffic, commute. You Oh man, yeah. So my other phone ended up dying. Well, I'm sorry, it didn't die. But my other phone, I should have looked at my mic. But my other phone ended up having issues because of the heat. So, you know, this phone right here is actually too hot right now. I gotta cool it down. I mean, it's kind of weird, man. Like, didn't have no issues with the phone. It was sitting up there, and I guess I looked down and just realized that the heat was on the other side. So I don't know because I was driving that the heat was coming from the motor. I don't know, but man, put my phone in the scorch mode. I got it sitting on the vent now. Luckily, I had this second phone to where I'm good. Luckily, I had this second phone to where I'm good. Let me try to come back up and catch people coming in, clean up. Jackson Street, get you. Yeah, I'm in the traffic, trying to sit here and just show commute. Like, if you bought a house over here, this what you would have to go through every day to get from Lawrenceville, Buford area to Decatur. This is what you would have to go through in this traffic. And like I'm saying, when it comes down to it, how much time would you devote to sitting in traffic to having a nice house, good area, or vice versa? A good deal, a steal. You know, right now the housing is getting outrageous. I mean, even though the properties where they're going down on, the homes where they're not costing as much, that price is still there. I hope y'all can still hear me. I got my Bluetooth on my other phone. Let me see if I can convert some stuff back over and go from there. I just add my cell phone and use the audio from my second one, and then just still keep the picture up. Am I coming in clear? Can you hear me? You know, and Wanda, thanks again. You sit up here coming to your channel. I've been getting a lot of people doing budgeting. I think her name is Nettie something. I gotta remember the one that you had on your channel. I've been looking at a couple of her videos. Like, she's a dedicated actual, budgeter. You know, even with coming all the way down to the T with the actual envelopes and stuff like that. She's a budgeting connoisseur. I can say the least. Like, her budgeting is to the T. She got all her budgeting down pat, down lock, and to the T. Can't even complain. Looking at her channel, looking at her videos, seeing how she structured things, I'm like, man, like, I literally gotta rethink, go back to the drawing board, figure out some things that I had going on, because I thought I had a little budget thing down pat and thought I had some things, but I see I gotta go back to the drawing board on that. Yeah, Netta can budget. Yeah, her channel, yep, it is on point. I'm sitting here looking at her, the way she has her envelopes, the way she cash out her money, swap for big bills, small bills, all these envelopes getting filled. And when she was saying that, she's gonna be taking some time off with her position at the job, I'm like, oh, she don't have to worry about anything. Everything with her is pretty much to a degree guaranteed on some ends, because she literally is a budgeter. You know, she literally has everything together
everything down pat to where, hey, she got it. She got it good. And I like those little scratchers to where you can, you know, save something like the certain amount of money by scratching off like lottery. I'm like, oh, that's like the whole system, like the budgeting community, the way they have the envelope structure, the way they show things. Um, what's her name? Almond Brown. Almond Brown, she did a budget where they were doing the envelopes, and I think she ended up doing $10,000, and she's putting that towards her home. You know, with the budgeting and stuff, she's putting that towards her home. So I'm like, man, like budgeting is a big thing. Like a lot of people sleep on it because you realize that you can do it, but it's other things that's pushing you and getting you into other situations too as well. You know, and so when it comes down to it, it's just a lot of people got to have that willpower, that mentality to just see it through. You know, and just like I said, a lot of us kids and adults coming from households that don't budget like that, it kind of throws you off. It's something like riding a bike for adults. They literally have to get into it and kind of learn from scratch because, hey, when it comes down to it, a lot of us weren't born with it. A lot of us weren't taught. So we have to learn this and, hold it to be true. Like this is North Lake Parkway. There's a mall over here, La Vista, Tucker area. I always talk about I stayed over here before. I like the area. Schools pretty decent. The high schools were getting outrageous. Before I moved from over here, like my kids went to high school over here at Lakeside. When I used to be in high school, Lakeside was a prominent school. The kids were, mannerable, maintained. Not when my kids were going to school, Lakeside turned into a slugfest. These kids were coming to school trying to fight teachers and stuff. And I'm like, oof. Like, it just was so much. Yeah, that challenge was good. You know, yeah. And when it comes down to it starts at home with the family. See, a lot of us, we tend to not talk to our kids as much. We tend to not work with them. You know, say the least. It's just you will be one person online and be somebody totally different when you get off the line. You know, and I try to be more genuine as possible. Try to tell little stories here to to a degree. This is not an act. I'm not on here, you know, hitting people's pocket for the cash apps, the super chats, and all that. There's nothing wrong with getting them. I never think that there's anything wrong with getting those because, when you're giving quality content, there's such a thing as, being compensated for your work. And I was on Diamond Dave's channel yesterday when he was talking about this AI thing and talking about what was it? The fans only. Like you gotta really look at that program, Diamond Dave. I shared them yesterday. I think it was roughly around 6 or something. If you go back and look at my community tab and look that up, honestly, I thought he was talking about YouTube, but he mixed it in, and you can read between the lines for the most part, because he was kind of going into the porn industry, how a lot of them are trying to be their own bosses and things of that nature, and moving a certain type of way. But when it comes down to it, same thing online. How many people have great YouTube channels, but they never took the time to start their own, you know, website, and for people to look at content over there as well, to where if anything ever happens to this platform, I know I can go to your platform online and you're there. If you're not on Instagram, you're not on Facebook, you're not on YouTube, I can find you somewhere else and you're going to give me the same good quality information as where I was on the other platform. And the lessons, the jokes, whatever entertainment, it continues to keep going. you know. And so that was good. Then he was talking about with the AI to where there was this lady, and when I say lady, to a degree, there was an AI woman built on that platform. All they did was take pictures, put the background, make it look real good. You couldn't tell if this was a real woman or not. And to a degree, it was an AI, made up woman. But the backgrounds and the scenery, all of it looked real to the point where this AI image had over million, 2.5 million followers on Instagram. Everybody know the ones that didn't know, I can understand. But the ones that did know and still sub, it's like you infatuated with pictures. And then it starts bringing out more of the things. Like, um, I was talking to him and I was saying, well, I wasn't talking to him, but I was talking about the situation I was putting in the chat about this one lady. She ended up um, went and got a what is it called, BBL. She was going for a BBL surgery in Florida, and ultimately she ended up passing from the surgery. And the craziness about it, I guess there was the procedure of the surgery, but for the most part, though, like I think she was like 49 or something to a degree, and I was like, I understand that you want to look a certain way in society right now and try to get more looks and to be more accepted because most women they keep it real with it. These women are not getting these BBLs for the guys; they getting the BBLs for the women. To look the part, to compete, I guess, or whatever to be. And I'm like, whatever it is like there's a guy, Batman Kimbo. This guy, Batman Kimbo, he got a so-called BBL surgery, or how you want to say, for his body. Like he couldn't compete with the muscular looking guys, so he went and paid for the surgery to have the muscles, the abs, the pecs, everything that looks like he work out and he don't work out. And this guy talks about how he eat cupcakes, he loves desserts, he eat those things all the time, and he ended up getting that type of surgery to where they made him have muscles and everything. Because he said, he got money. If you look this guy up, he has money. Like the guy went to jail for stealing $60 million from Citibank. He's out of Chicago. So he did 2.5 years for stealing $60 million. Really, it was kind of pushed on him to kind of show him that, hey, you think you're smart? We're gonna give you 2 years for stealing $60 million. It's a white collar crime. At best, he was only supposed to get maybe, I would say, a year and a half, because this is his first offense, and he ended up getting 2 years. And the judge said the only reason she gave him 2 years to make an example out of him. And I'm like, man, that's crazy. So when it comes down to it, like literally, people are just doing so many surgeries for their body instead of doing it the normal, the natural way, actually trying to, work out, you know, having surgeries and stuff like that. I mean, I understand if you need a trainer, there's other things you can do to kind of, combat that, but going under the knife for something that you would just stop eating, cut down on certain foods and eat less of, I don't get it from most people, and that's like one of my biggest things where I try to influence people to say, hey, just sometimes put down the fork. That was me. I'm the same way. I went and got my DOT physical for driving, and I was like, whoa, never been this big. Even when I got to 250, 240, I was like, I'm pushing it. I like this weight. I like actually 220. That was a comfortable weight for me. 220 didn't hardly breathe hard when I'm running and stuff. I like that comfortable weight. But to a degree, you gotta, You got to look at it when it comes down to it. It is what it is. And like I said, get back to with the traffic and stuff too. But having those surgeries, it's a risk. And I talked to my wife and I was like, I hope you don't want to try to do something like that, later on in life, because honestly, if you're doing it for other people, do this for me and just we'll work out together. That's how we'll get the BBL. We'll get the bodybuilding lift together. BBLT, bodybuilding lift together. You know, and just working out with each other. Pushing each other. Same thing with this whole, with both of us not eating meat. Type of thing, to where I was pretty much telling my wife I was not gonna eat much meat. She took the same approach and said, "Okay, well, I'm gonna do the same." And then we went from there. You know, it was to the point where, like I told her, I want to lose some weight, and I've always did this. I started drinking more water, which I don't drink as many sodas anyway. Every once in a while, I drink a soda when I go to a restaurant. Most of the time, it's tea or water. You know, every seldom you catch me doing certain things, drinking certain things, because I know long term is not good. I used to have my own company, and I dealt with non-emergency transportation. And when I did that, I had to deal with a lot of dialysis patients. And taking those patients to dialysis, they would always say those sodas are killing your kidneys. You know, this and that is hurting you. You know, cheese. It's just so many things. And I kind of started staying away from that stuff because I wanted to live a longer life. Wanted to be there more for my kids. And Gold Professor too. He gets on me a lot about me and my eating habits and doing what's right for my kids. You know, and yeah, I drink more or less a lot of teas and a lot of water. You know, try to eat more vegetables. And I'm big on eating vegetables because you know eating a lot of meat it bags you up, and a lot of people, when you start talking into this form of actually using the bathroom so many times within days, and people going weeks without using the bathroom, that's not good for the body. You know, even taking vitamins. I've been slacking on my vitamins. You know, it's one of the guys. I always go to his channel. Me and him kind of, had our little thing. But this guy had a bag full of vitamins where he always took these vitamins. And, I liked him for that dedication because the older he got, he started, pushing it. You got to take care of your body more. Shannon Ross, I love Shannon Ross's channel. Shannon Ross had a lot to where he was telling people if you're past 30, you should be taking a multivitamin every day or taking some supplements that you can get because you don't normally eat the proper foods to get the supplements you need for your body. You know, Me and my wife ended up getting juicing. We juice carrot. She loved fresh carrot juice. We juiced that. I did some couple of pineapple and mango juice. Um, that's the thing. I got in the garden dealing with YouTube. I'm trying to get me a little garden started. I already got some pineapples in the pot, trying to grow them. A guy was telling me it takes about 2 years for that. I'm like, cool, man. I guess I'm gonna have to wait 2 years for these pineapples. I should call them and see what they up to. See these guys still at the house. But just going into stuff like that. Like I said, we still in it. As far as the commute, I mean, it's just like I said, it's nothing but traffic. you know, and that's one of the main reasons why I turn on the camera. I'm talking about different topics too, but back to the original, like I put on there riding. This is going to be the commute for people. Like my wife, she works from home. I said I might interview you one day and just show people like the dailiness of you not going to commute and how you like this and what are the advantages of not going into the office. You know, um, You eating food. You get to eat pretty much. Slow it on me. You get to eat what you want. Like that's the good part about that. Like I can literally eat what I want. If I want ribs, I can eat ribs. If I want lobster, I can eat lobster. What's stopping you? Cook the food the night before, have it already prepped for lunch. And then the crazy thing is, she work on the computer, um, and so she have little breaks and she can set things up, cook her some pasta, you know, have it all set up to where she's getting this stuff done. The crazy, if they would have let her do Bluetooth, she'd probably be walking around the house with that laptop, cooking in the kitchen while doing her work. But she has two monitors where she go back and forth and do some things with that. But the crazy thing is, like, the commute. Like I say right here, this is coming up on Memorial Drive. Like I said, you got a lot of nationalities, live up and down Memorial Drive. You got the islands, the islanders, you have, Hispanics, you have the Asian community that's up and down here. They have a couple of businesses and also, you know, have a couple of homes over here. Going down into Rockbridge area, which is Stone Mountain and all, you have a lot more expensive houses to where they were going for 3 or 4 hundred thousand dollars. Now they're going for 5 and 6 hundred thousand dollars. You know, even though the market is kind of dying down, certain areas still retain their value. Certain areas still, kind of growing in population, growing in, you know, the cost of average, the people that stays there. So with the income going up and people finding, homes on the outskirts or people wanting to live inside the city and condos and stuff, there you go. I always talk about this one where my brother convinced one of his friends to stay in his grandmother's house. You know, he ended up was the heir to his grandmother's house. He didn't even want the house because the house had a hole in the roof, I think, hole in the floor, and then, he didn't update it. House ain't been updated since he was a kid. So he didn't want the house. He's a young bachelor guy. Uh, he wants a, nice condo downtown, which he had. And he ended up getting rid of the condo. I don't know if he was renting away and moved into the house. The amount of money he was paying, 15 or so whatever each month, he was taking that money and putting it into the house. So now grandmother's passed, mom's or whatever I guess passed. And so he got the house, ended up about to sell the house. Somebody was offering him 150 as is with the roof busted in. All he did was fix the hole in the floor, turned around, shined the floor, refinished the floor, came back, put new cabinets in the kitchen, new cabinets in the bathroom, tiled them up. Totally different house. Just renovated grandmother's house. Every week he gets paid. He puts something towards it. Every month, you got to pay rent. This house you don't have to pay no rent. It's paid off. All thing you got to do is just pay the taxes and insurance. You know, People look at, let's say, your home mortgage. You look at paying $1,200 a month. You pay $1,200 a month, 3,000. You pay 12,000. You pay 12 a month, and you turn around. Let's say you pay this house off. Once you pay that house off, you might be paying, let's say 200 a month in taxes. You might be paying $100 a month in the insurance. So you're paying 12 for the insurance, 24 for the taxes. That's it. That house is paid off. You ain't got to worry about no more mortgage. You're just paying uh 37 37 for the year. Most people can save that up in one paycheck. Most people can save that up in one month. there you go. You know, and yeah, that's the biggest thing. You know, that's why I always try to promote home ownership. Like now, the value, like the market right now, interest rates are getting up high or whatever people say. You can always refinance. Always refinance. Like I told you, this area right here, you don't like this area, you can go towards the countryside. You know, like I didn't even go down in the city area to where all you see is just tall buildings, apartments, skyrise, townhouse. You know, then start getting in the area we have these luxury homes. You know, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of advantages to where people you just don't have the knowledge you don't know. You know, that's how I was talking about. Even with people in the military, USDA, any type of loan. I mean, especially with the veterans loan. You know, you get those veteran loans. Go through the veteran loan office. You pay no down payment, no closing costs. Just go over there, sign for a house, and then that's it. And then let's say you want your payments down a little lower, you refinance, you get a lower payment, you put a down payment on there, drops everything down lower. But the point of it is, a lot of guys and a lot of women don't know. So that's why they sit here and say, man, this stuff in buying a house is so out of reach. Like, I don't think I could be able to afford it. I don't think I can do this. I don't think I can do that. Because why? You don't have the knowledge. You know, like I said, the commute now, Linwood, you know, about to get ready to hit 20 right now. Like I said, I'm going to South DeKalb Mall just to show the general area over here. And look at all this construction on the side. These rocks is up. The past two bridges, I just like this one and the one I'm coming up on. Both of those doing a lot of construction. You know, and I always kind of talk about this when I say when you see sidewalks put in the neighborhoods, you know, to a degree it's going to get gentrified. You know, when you start seeing sidewalks for 20 years, 30 years, whatever, it's never sidewalks. Now all of a sudden it's paved sidewalks. You know, it's like welcoming people. When you put in those sidewalks, you welcoming people now. You know, matter of fact, real quick, but I mean, it's a big thing. You know, a lot of people sit here, look at the situation that they're in, and they feel there's no way out. There's always a way out. You just got to get the proper knowledge that can help you. You know, that's all we need. Proper knowledge that can help. And it's like, yeah, sorry about that, I had a call, but you know, like I said, a lot of people they losing out because it's the lack of knowledge. You know, getting on 20 right now, 285, but a lot of people losing out because of the lack of knowledge. You know, we can have fun and play on the internet, joke, talk, have a good time. You know, that's one of the biggest things in our community is spending money on entertainment. You know, spending money on entertainment is probably the number one next to buying, let's say, clothes and stuff. That's one of the number one things. So, you know, then you go for the accessories with cars and, you know, other habits. But like the real big issue, like the real big issue with a lot of people is not having that knowledge. That's one of the biggest issues with a lot of people, not having the knowledge, you know, and not having that knowledge, it hurts so many of us. You know, I was telling people I shouldn't have to tell you that I'm not a financial advisor. I shouldn't have to tell you this isn't financial advice. If I tell you I have a stock that I'm looking at, if I tell you might want to look at it, I'm not giving you a guarantee. And if I do, my man, I guarantee you, if you do the research, this will be a this will be a good opportunity. Yes, because you're doing the research for yourself, even if you're not a stockbroker and you don't do options or anything. If I sit here and give you some advice, it's up to you to go and do your research. It's up to you to make sure that this is the proper information that I'm getting that's going to help me what? Facilitate what? What I need, money. What I need, thing that's going to help me. I got to, be invested in myself. A lot of people, they don't invest the time in themselves and nothing, but they want the reward. I always say this a lot. Get behind this car. I always say this a lot. Faith without work is dead. And the biggest thing about faith without work is dead. A lot of people put so much emphasis on faith, but a lot of people don't put enough emphasis on doing the work. You got to put in the work to make the faith add up and come true. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, but like I said, faith without work is dead. A lot of people don't want to put in the work, and so they just want to be rewarded. You know, if I sit up here and I keep wanting something, but I'm not putting in the energy to get it done. I'm not, going to get the study. That's like going to get a degree. You don't study. You just want to be a natural about it, but you don't study. And then in the end, what happens when you don't get the degree? Because you didn't put in the work. Some people I'm like, just pure luck on most cases to the point where, things come to them and they always just have such good luck. Then others not. But it's going to come to a point when that luck runs out. A lot of people just, so into, well, they're doing it. Why can't I? This happens. What about me? You know, and I always come to a point where, hey, you lose focus on life because you so caught up on the negative. You're so caught up on things to come to say, well, I made it. Why can't the next person make it? That whole pull yourself by your bootstrap theory. You know, one of the biggest things that a lot of people, lose sight of is a vision. That superhero. Me and my cousin was talking about this. That superhero mentality. You know, that people need stuff to believe in. And it's true when they always say, yeah, you need a hero. The Batman saga, the all these other characters, the Marvel universe. Why do you think those videos are so between Marvel and DC and all these other characters and stuff like that? Why do you think they're so big? Because people have hope, something to look at, something to, kind of garner like, man, I could If they can do it, I can do it. If this can happen, this can happen. You know, something to believe in. And that's one of the biggest things where a lot of people, oh man, they do Golden Girls over there at the music shop. That's crazy. Then they got like a little restaurant over here. You never seen this one? Hungry ATL, pasta, hibachi, and wings. Something new. But basically, like I'm going inside the mall, go around the mall parking lot. Like malls are getting dead right now, But just like I said, just driving, showing y'all the area. I probably pull up, show this area, then show some of the stuff by the Walmart, the new development they got over there, and go from there. But just being the least, like I said, this took about 45 minutes commute from where I was at and having this talk, going into all this stuff about money, this whole BBL stuff, like I said, and it's not even no slight towards the women or the men. It's just that, having these surgeries, because I talked about the man, he got a BBL surgery and got muscles put on him because the same way that the women were feeling, he felt the same way. He couldn't get the woman because he didn't have the muscles. And the craziness of it is, too, you got men that go through the same thing. They can't get the girl because their body's not toned. Women don't look at them a certain way. So they go get the surgery, too. It's a lot more men that probably got that surgery and they just don't talk about it because it's not normal, it's not natural, stuff like that. Same rule of thumb and apply to with the women. Sometimes women get great surgeons that do it and it looks more natural than anything. You know, but to a degree, looking at situations and odds, it takes a lot with those surgeons. It takes a lot with buying a house. Because if you don't know the information, you're gonna get took. You know, agents they're looking out for their bottom line. You know how many agents that I looked at, and to a degree, you're already gonna get paid. There goes the Macy's that's gone. Yeah, this mall is kind of dead, but like I said, just driving through the parking lot. And, still have some stores in there at first, but like I said, when it comes down to those agents, their main thing is making money. And when those agents are looking to make money, their thing is to look out for them. Of course, they're going to try to get you a good deal because it benefits them, but they're trying to get you to spend the top of your budget. They're trying to get you to spend pretty much a little bit above because it helps their pocket. Why would I, give you the advice of buying a house right at budget? Why would I try to, get you a house that benefits you? No, it's in the interest of me. I need you to buy a house that's a little bit more above your budget. If you stuck on 120, I'm gonna start showing you houses for 150. You know, if you're stuck on 150, I'm gonna start showing you houses for over that price because why? I want you to look at if you were to buy a house at this price, this is what you're gonna get. This is it's paying a little more money. It's in your budget. It ain't nothing but an extra $50 to $100 more on your mortgage. Like, come on, man, let's get that done. Come on, man, it's a good deal. It's a good deal. Yeah, yeah. It's only at the best interest. I'm telling you. Same rule of thumb when it comes to the loan officer. The loan officer is gonna be nice to you. The loan officer is gonna try to woo you because behind the scenes, that loan officer and that agent is talking What is their price point? What can you get them to move up a little bit, and we can get this much? I know to a degree they're getting kickbacks. And there goes 8.3 acres for sale. That sign said 8.3 acres right there. You probably couldn't see it because of the sun glare, but 8.3 acres. I'm actually pulling the subdivision so you can see the nice houses in the area. But I'm gonna pull up right by these new developments over here so you can see, you know, and just give you a point of reference. Like this is a elementary school right here. It's a Flash Hills Elementary. I know this area over here. I know somebody that stayed in this cul-de-sac over here. So I'm just gonna go in the cul-de-sac, let you see the house in the area, and just basically look. Hey, if you want to buy a house over here, this is what you're gonna get. Bang for your buck. This is how the house is look. This is the school that's in this area. You know, this is what you're gonna look forward to if you buy a house. And I can also pull up, a house just in general and just say, hey, look, this is this house. This is how much this house costs. You know, and generally, this is how much. If you were to buy this house, this is how much it's gonna cost. You know, nice neighborhood, not nothing too fancy, just nice. Know, just something for you to stay in that, raise kids in the cul-de-sac, nice, quiet, off the main street, so it's not that far from everything. You're not deep down in the subdivision. You got a total of 4 houses over there. Yeah, total of 4 houses. Can't beat that. Total of 4 houses, and you're right by the elementary school. If you have young kids, that could be a big thing to consider. You know, like I said, neighborhood right next door to it. The kids still want to play with some kids in the second neighborhood over here. Knew somebody over in this neighborhood as well. Decent houses across the street over here. Another set of houses over there in that neighborhood. Wait for this truck. Wait for this car to come in. But like I said, it's just same thing right here. Decent houses over here on this street. You know, to the right, you gotta have all the houses that are in that neighborhood. To the left, there's houses on this street. Open house right here. This house got about 3 cars down in that driveway. All right, so we turn here. This car is like hammered. All right, so turn back down here. This neighborhood over here, I actually never been over here before. So houses are not that bad. And right here at the top of the hill, looks like a new house. Oh, I did not say the price. Let me try to look at some prices on this house. I'll get this house right here on this corner. I'll pull up the price on this house, come back around, and so like I said, so you can generally know if I move over here, this is the price range for the houses in this area. All right, so let's look at some houses. All right, zoom in on my location. All right, so the house in front of me. The house in front of me, believe it or not, this brown house is a 4 bedroom, 3 bath for 255. I wish I can see a house over for sale, then I can. Oh yeah, the house that we just passed over there That's for rent. I mean, for sale. Let me go back over there and do that one. I can give you guys a good number on that one as well. The house that's on the corner down here that I was looking at saying coming back out of it maybe. You see the house right in front of us, 280, 3 bedroom, 2 bath. See if I can get some information. Nope, it's already been sold, so they're not going to be giving me a lot of information. Um, let's go back down to the corner house that's updated. It's for 303, 3 bedroom, 2 bath. It's decent one. I mean, considering like I said, the area, because things have gone up. It's decent. And across the street is the new subdivision over there. And the house that's down here that's for sale is 278, 3 bedroom, 2 bath. And this one, I can tell this one been on the market for a while. I actually been passing this. So let me show you some details on this one. It is a 3 bedroom, 2 bath. Now, this is where we go to pocket watching. This is the house. Uh-oh. Internet not going through. All right, so let's go down. Point 3, not on the market. It actually put back on the market. See the different prices? See, in 2015, got off the market, and the 15 is not showing where the house was actually purchased. So they've been had this house for a minute. Someone come behind me, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull over to this neighborhood over here, this new subdivision. But basically, like I said, that house last year, that was the best time for them to sell that house. It was at 290. Nobody bought it at 290. And currently right now, it's at 278. All right, now going into the new subdivision over here. Open house, agents, all this stuff. This is new subdivision. House is not that bad, you know. Um, Go down here and try to turn around. Still doing construction over here, to say the least. Let's see if we can get some houses on the pull up. And it's another subdivision. Yep, another subdivision. These are not the newer houses, so it looks like it's attaching to another subdivision. That's great. And let's kind of look around and see what the prices on these. Okay. All right, so these houses, they don't have, but they have the one right here where it's off the market. Zero is not telling because these are the ones being just built. And I think, let's see if I can pull one up that actually has a price on it. Oh, yeah, looks like I got one. All right, I got one right here. House right here. Let's take a 549, 5 bedroom, 4.5 bath. All right. So prices still remain the same. It's got Valentine's Day special. We get 5,000 towards the closing, and they have a agent that you can contact. And just to have the amenities, talking about the parks, talking about the golf course that's close by here in vicinity, just everything, amazing 4 bedroom, 4 bath. But that house right there was a 5 bedroom, 4 bath. Some of these houses over here actually have basements. Most of these houses that they just built over here, you're not gonna see the structure of the houses due to, once they've been built, most of the time you can pay for the privacy or certain type of ways you can do that and restrict. They have in-law suites. You can have it to where, the master's on the main, according to, how you build a house. The more money you put into it, the more, luxurious your house gonna be, and go from there. And like I said, it's just all about the type of house. Like with this one. This one's again 549, 5 bedroom, 3.5 bath, same area. So like I said, it just this is a new subdivision. To me, it's kind of high, but because I've been in Atlanta, so it's worth the new build price. But going with other typical amounts and stuff, it's like a 50-50 thing. You know, and so say the least. All depends on how you look at it. What are your options? People that new and just moved to Atlanta, that's great. That's a great price. You know, but if you know the area, the worth, how the houses are, and just looking at the value of the houses, how they tend to go up and down. Then it can kind of give you a good little stand too as well on is it worth that price? You know, am I getting a good deal? Is this a deal that I think I don't need to kind of be in because why? Like, I just don't have to pull out of that. That's not a good deal for me. You have to take all that into consideration. And I'm gonna show one more going into another neighborhood and just show you the difference in that new bill compared to this other new bill over here. Might actually show the house into the neighborhood because it's a little cheaper. And it's 4 bedroom, 3.5 bath on that one. Actually, one on this corner that's green. We're gonna come back on this one. That one's close to 5. But knowing over here in this neighborhood as well, you got this tan brick one. This one's a 451. Looks like a house can go there. This tan brick one is 451 and 4 bedroom, 3.5 bath. Look like it has a basement. The one next to it, let me see if I can get that price. That was 4 bedroom, 3.5 baths as well. And that one's going for 475. Now this green looking one in front of me, that one is 506. So off the market, the 506, 4 bedroom, 3.5 bath. Now compared to going over there, this subdivision been over here how long I think? Okay, since '08. When the house was first sold, it was sold for 375 when the house was literally first built in this area. Then it sold for 260. It sold for 260 in 2012. No, I'm sorry, it went on the market for 260 in 2012. Ended up selling for 200 in 2013. 2016 went back on the market again, and it literally sold in 2 months for 284. And if they were to sell it today, they can get 5 for it. You know, yeah, I mean, that's the thing, and that house, they put a lot of work into the house. And look at the houses across the street, decent. The house over here that I'm trying to show to that one, that has a roof issue. So, they got a tarp up there. And I know a company, I might even come back over here, one day and talk to them because I know a company that come do their roof with their insurance. And depending on if they want to use their insurance or not, they'll go through the roof and get that redone because that's how I did for my house, you know. So who's in Michigan? What? Yeah. I mean, basements are a big thing down here in Georgia. Okay, you're in Michigan one. Yeah. I'm gonna go in this neighborhood across the street and then I'm gonna jump off of here and actually go towards my house. And I gotta go to the grocery store first. And Walmart is around the corner over here. Gotta go to Walmart, then I go home. So basically, like I said, just looking generally at these houses over here, decent, nice houses, you know, nice, good neighborhood. Look like that must have been some rentals or something, or clean up. Nah, somebody got put out. Yep. Quiet now. They have this house for sale right here. Let's see. Open door. Let's see if I can pull it up. Across the street. This one? Yep. It is two 275, 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath. It's under contract. And from it sitting on the hill, you should see that 9 times out of 10, it looks like you got a basement. You know, let me try to see if I can get a good angle on that so y'all can see it. It looks like it has a basement. It sits on that hill though. Looks like it has a basement. And this is the house right here. This is how they designed the inside of it. Like I said, this one, 275. Let's do some pocket watching real quick. All right, so this house, they originally wanted 286. It's going under contract for 275. They bought the house. Ooh, they losing money. Okay, well the house went on the market for 316. in 2020, and it went back off the market in 23. But the house got sold in 2017 for 106. I'm sorry, 107. So let's pull that up real quick. So these are the prices in which 2017 got sold 106, 2016 for 58, went back on the market, and then it was being rented 2010. And look at that. In 09, that's when the market crashed, 08, 09, 07, 07, 08. And they ended up selling that house for 23. Like, that was a good deal. And the person that sat on that house for 23 kept it all the way to 2016 and sold it for 58. So they doubled their money. Plus they was rented out for $8.95. So that was a good deal. Hey, let me stop pocket watching. I keep pocket watching people over here. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of things that people try to do to update the house. Outside, giving more curb appeal to the degree, the colors and all that, the things that are popping now is people painting the bricks white, gray. That would give, more color and pop to people, making them look more modern now by doing those coloring and stuff like that to the houses. But the inside, it looks pretty decent on that house. Like I said, they redid the kitchen and stuff. So to a degree, it's a better look. Make sure nobody ain't behind me. So that's the living room right there. That's it with furniture. If one of the bedrooms, and trying to see the kitchen. Oh, all right, and this is the kitchen. Yeah, they didn't put too much money in this house, and they're trying to get that much money. I mean, that's what I say. With a new build, you might do a little better, but for the most part, I don't know. But with that being said, people, I think we're gonna get off of here. Until next time, you know what I always say: we here and we home.